The AI revolution is upon us, and I bet you clicked on this video because you want to know just how worried you should be about your job. Well, let's cut to the chase. The truth is that it's highly likely that AI will have an impact on your job. But don't panic just yet. After all, this isn't the first time technology has shaken things up. Economists call it creative destruction, and it's a process by which innovation makes old jobs obsolete, but also creates new ones in their place. And today we'll discuss why, contrary to what you may think, that's not actually a bad thing. So how worried should you really be? And is your job at stake? Well, keep watching to find out. In just a few years, AI has gone from being an abstract buzzword confined to the likes of Silicon Valley to being, well, everywhere. And although we have seen the rise of various disruptive technologies in recent history, like the internet or self-driving cars, the rise of AI is different. And that's because AI is smart, and it can do many of the tasks that you do, some even better and faster. And unlike traditional technologies that follow predefined instructions, AI can learn from data and adapt its behavior over time. And this means that AI can be applied to a wide range of fields and occupations, from finance to healthcare to education to creative industries. And this is precisely why AI is set to disrupt the labor market and change the nature of most of our jobs in the coming years. According to a 2025 report by the World Economic Forum, by 2030, an estimated 92 million jobs will be displaced by trends like AI. Here is the list of the top 15 jobs that have been in decline this decade. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. All of these jobs have one very noticeable thing in common. They all involve routine and repetition. So, jobs that rely on repetitive, rule-based tasks are at the highest risk of automation. And that's because AI is particularly good at handling tasks that follow predictable patterns. If we take cashiers, for instance, they do things like scanning items, processing payments, and issuing receipts. And all of these actions follow predictable, routine steps that can be easily automated through self-checkout systems or digital payments. Another example may be administrative assistants. They spend a lot of time scheduling meetings or managing emails. And these days, such tasks can be easily automated using AI-powered scheduling tools or smart assistant systems. And the same applies to the other jobs on that list. The point is that AI is very capable of handling such routine tasks both efficiently and accurately, and often at a fraction of what it would cost to pay a person. But if you work as an assistant, accountant, bank teller, graphic designer, or any other profession in jeopardy, don't panic just yet. AI taking over your job is not actually a bad thing. If you think about it, these repetitive, routine, or predictable tasks are usually just one part of most of these jobs. So what I'm trying to say is, the automation of repetitive tasks doesn't make your job irrelevant overnight. Instead, it will likely change the nature of your role.
AI is probably going to take over most repetitive tasks, such as other general purpose technologies have taken over many of the tasks that were done in the past. And at the same time, AI is going to influence other tasks that it cannot directly do, but that it can complement very well.
So if you spend your day filling out repetitive Excel sheets or processing invoices and sending the same email over and over again, you might actually welcome the change, because automating these tasks will free up your time to focus on higher value responsibilities that AI just can't replicate. So any tasks that involve complex analysis, ethical considerations, or strategic decision making still require an actual human to carry them out successfully. And if you don't need to focus on the boring parts of your work because, well, that's AI's job now, you can start spending your time on more exciting obligations. For instance, if an executive assistant no longer needs to deal with scheduling meetings, they now have time to participate in brainstorming sessions. So the bottom line is that AI will not necessarily replace you. It's more likely that AI will change the nature of your job and how you do it. The future will most likely involve a collaboration between you and the machine, where AI systems will enhance your human abilities and vice versa. So, will AI take over your job? To some extent? Yes, most definitely. But is that such a bad thing? No. But what if your job really, truly only consists of boring, repetitive tasks that AI will handle from here on out? Well, you may be reassured to hear that the rise of AI is predicted to help create new types of jobs. and this may soften its negative impact on employment levels. Let's see what our expert has to say about that.
Technologies taking over our jobs is not a new phenomenon. It's part of an evolving labor market. Technologies replace jobs and create new tasks. It's part of our development. In 1900, about 40% of the workforce in France, Germany, and US was employed in agriculture. By 2020, that share was reduced to about 2%. And this was due to a wide range of automated technologies that reduced demand for jobs in the agriculture sector. At the same time, there was an increase in demand for jobs in industry and services that was able to observe this employment. Another example is when horse-drawn carriages were the main mode of transport. With the beginning of mass production of cars in the early 20th century, that reduced drastically the demand for carriage and related occupations such as blacksmiths, carriage drivers, and stable hands. That shift not only replaced work, but it induced an enormous transformation how the work was done. Today, the automotive industry employs millions of people worldwide, and new titles continue to be added, such as hybrid car mechanic or GPS car navigation installers. Past examples show that new technologies are not a gateway to mass unemployment. However, some people saw their skills enhanced, while others had to learn new roles. Indeed, 60% of job titles that exist today were not there in 1940.
AI will replace jobs. There's no question about that. But the point is that someone will have to set up the AI, monitor its performance, and fix things if they don't go to plan. This will create a boom in areas such as AI development, data science, and human-AI collaboration. In fact, it's estimated that new developments such as AI will create as much as 170 million new jobs. And just like online streaming services made video rental stores redundant, and the store owner and shopkeepers might have been out of a job, the growth of online streaming service companies created thousands of new vacancies that these people could turn to. And these can range from designers who ensure that AI systems are user-friendly and intuitive, to specialists who focus on making sure that AI tools are accessible and efficient. So if you're ready to embrace the change, it's not a bad idea to brush up on your AI knowledge, perhaps doing a course or two or even studying an AI-related subject at uni.
What we all need to do as workers is try to understand how these technologies work as best as possible and try to understand how to apply them ourselves, so that when in the future they become an intrinsic part of the tasks that we already perform nowadays, we're as prepared as we can.
Finally, there's also some good news for all of you AI phobes out there. As it turns out, there are some existing jobs that are more resilient to the rise of AI than others. It's predicted that over 1 billion jobs will remain unaffected by AI and will simply keep growing in an evolving labor market. We discussed how AI can and will handle routine and repetitive tasks, but AI cannot replicate more complex and variable tasks just yet. Here is the list of the top 15 growing jobs of the decade. Let's unpack this. The top job on the list is agricultural workers. Now, these workers do things like planting and harvesting crops, jobs that actually need a pretty deep understanding of the environment. Think soil quality, changing weather, that sort of thing. Plus, all of this happens outdoors, often in unpredictable conditions. Different types of terrain and crops mean that you've got to be flexible and hands-on, and that's something AI just isn't equipped to handle the ways human can, at least not yet. AI-resilient jobs are not limited to blue-collar work either. White-collar jobs, including project managers, software developers, and teachers, are also considered AI-proof. Now, what do these jobs have in common? All of them require complex problem-solving, creativity, human interaction, and adaptability. Project managers need to constantly make decisions based on changing circumstances. To be a teacher requires personal interaction, mentorship, and emotional intelligence. And software developers need to be creative to produce innovative software, and they're responsible for the ethical implications of the software they build, including user privacy, or fairness in algorithms.
Jobs that tend to be most resilient are those that deal with unpredictability, where workers perform roles that are not routine or easily codified, so to speak. People that will be least affected by AI are those that are used to deal with unpredictability in their jobs, and people most affected by AI are those that tend to perform routine tasks with little change. The unpredictability of tasks does not make these jobs immune to AI. In fact, they can be augmented by AI. However, for that, workers need to develop their skill sets to take advantage of these new opportunities. As AI evolves, as all other technologies, it will be able to perform more and more tasks and continue to redefine the existing tasks and creating new roles.
As industries continue to adopt AI, there will be a growing need for professionals who can bridge the gap between AI technology and its human users. By understanding AI's capabilities and limitations, we can adapt and thrive in this evolving landscape. Remember, AI is not just replacing jobs, it's redefining them. The future of work will be about leveraging AI's strengths while harnessing what makes us uniquely human. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. See you next time.